Hello, this is Myra Elaine on the Buying Space channel. Tonight I'm doing my Torah reading like I normally do. I have completed Genesis and Exodus. After I completed Exodus, I said I didn't know if I was going to read through Leviticus straight through. So tonight is the fifth night of Hanukkah. And happy Hanukkah, everyone, and Merry Christmas, and also happy Merry Chanukah. Chrismica. That's how it's said. Because every 30 years, Christmas and Hanukkah both begin on December 25th. And Christmas lasts 12 days until Epiphany. And Hanukkah lasts 8 days. So we are on the fifth day of Hanukkah and we're on the fifth day of Christmas at the same time. How about that? So what I decided to do was read number 7. Because one, it's in the Torah, and this is when I do my Torah reading every week. And two, it's the chapter that Jewish families read on the night of Hanukkah. And it happens right after the last chapter of Exodus in our timeline. So right after the tabernacle is built, they dedicate the temple. Each tribe brings offerings to dedicate the temple. Now, why would the Jewish people read number 7 on the nights of Hanukkah? And what they do is they divide it into 8 readings and they read it during Hanukkah. And the reason is Hanukkah was started at the Maccabean revolt. And the reason it's called the Festival of Lights, after the Maccabeans were successful, they went back to rededicate their temple to God, because the temple had been defiled because the Assyrians, and there were a select group of Assyrians that had done this to their temples, called the Seleucids, and they were Hellenistic and they worshiped Zeus. So they had taken the temple and made people worship Zeus in the temple. And there was one priest called Matthias who resisted. And him and his 5 sons had the revolt. And after the revolt was over and they went in to rededicate the temple, they only had 1 vial of oil. And the candlesticks in the tabernacle took 1 vial of oil a day, evidently. But that 1 vial of oil lasted 8 days, because it took 8 days to make new oil. And they needed the oil burning to sanctify, clean the altar and the temple, because they had made them sacrifice pigs, which they considered them unclean animals. So instead of having reading text from the Maccabees, which is not an accepted canon for the Jewish people, they recite what happened at the first dedication of the first temple. I don't want to, maybe Wednesday I'll go into the Maccabees a little bit more, but it has the history of the Maccabean revolt in Maccabees, and it's in the Intertestament or Apocrypha, which is not canon or accepted by the majority of Protestant religions, and also not by the Jews. So that's why I am reading the part of the Torah the Jews read during Hanukkah. They also read Psalms 30, which I will link in my description someday. So here we go with number 7. And it came to pass on the day that Moses had finally set up the tabernacle, the very same day. But this is in Numbers. There's a whole book in between Exodus and Numbers, Leviticus. And had anointed and sanctifying it. So here we are, sanctifying the temple and all its vessels, as also the altar and all the vessels, and anointed them and sanctified them. So this had to be redone after the Maccabean revolt to that temple. And this is the tabernacle. And the princes of Israel, the heads of their fathers' houses, offered. They were the princes of the tribes, the same who had superintended the numbering, because there was a numbering to give a tithe or an offering. And these princes did that. And now they are doing something else. And they brought their offerings before the Lord, 6 covered wagons and 12 oxen. So there was an oxen for each tribe, a wagon for 2 princes, and an ox for each one. And they presented them before the tabernacle. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Take it from them, that they may be used to do the service of the tabernacle of meeting, and thou shalt give them unto the Levites, to every one according to their service. And the Levites were the tribe of Aaron and his sons. And Moses took the wagons and the oxen, and gave them unto the Levites. 2 of the wagons and 4 of the oxen he gave unto the sons of Gershon, according to their service. And 4 of the wagons and 8 of the oxen he gave unto the sons of Merari, according to their service, under the supervision of Ithamar, the son of Aaron, the priest. So here's one of Aaron's sons taking a wagon, or several. But unto the sons of Kithnath he gave none, because the service of the sanctuary belonged to them, and they were to bear upon their shoulders. So every time the tabernacle was moved, it was Kishath's tribe that did that. So they didn't have to make a sacrifice, because their sacrifice was their labor. And the princes brought the dedication offering to the altar on the day that was anointed. And the princes presented their offering before the altar. And the Lord said unto Moses, Each prince on a given day shall offer their offering for the dedication of the altar. And he offered his offering on the first day was Nahshon, the son of Amminadab, and the tribe of Judah. And this offering was 1 silver dish, the weight wherein was 130 shekels, 1 silver basin of 70 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour, mingled oil for a meal offering. 1 spoon of 10 shekels of gold, full of incense. 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 sheep of the finest of the first year for the burnt offering. 1 he-goat for the sin offering. And for the sacrifices of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, and 5 sheep of the first year. This was the offering of Nahshon, the son of Amminadab. On the second day offered Nathaniel, the son of Zuar, the prince of Ishtar. The offering for his offering was the silver dish, and this offering is in verse 19 is the same offering, the beginning of the same offering, and each prince presents the same offering over and over. So I'm going to skip to 23, where it gives the same information in the first part of the verse. This was the offering of Nathaniel, the son of Zuar. And in 24, we start with a new prince. On the third day offered Elib, the son of Cheran, the prince of the children of Zelubam. And then his offering was exactly the same as the other princes. On the 4th day, offered Zelon, the son of Shinar, the prince of the children of Reuben. And then Reuben's prince offering was the same as the other princes. That was on the 5th day, offered Shemuel, the son of Zur-Hadal, the prince of the children of Simeon. And then it's the same offering. On the 6th day, offered Elizaphat, the son of Dephel, the prince of the children of Gad. And he offered the same offerings. On the 7th day, offered Elishma, the son of Arahud, the prince of the children of Ephraim. And he made the same offering. On the 8th day, offered Gemel, the son of Pedazur, the prince of the children of Manasseh, and he offered the same offering on the 8th day. And on the 9th day, offered Adbenan, the son of Ganel, the prince of the children of Benjamin. On the 10th day, offered Akshetiar, the son of Arabindad, the prince of the children of Dan, and his offering was the same. And on the 11th day, offered Pagel, the son of Ochran, the prince of the children of Asher, and his offering was the same. On the 12th day, offered Acharon, the son of Elon, the prince of the children of Naphtali, and that offering was the same, exactly the same as all the others. This was the dedication offering of the altar on the day when it was anointed from the prince of Israel, 12 silver dishes, and this is the same offering as all the rest. And when Moses went into the tabernacle of the meeting to speak to him, he heard the voice speaking unto him from off the cover which was upon the ark of the testimony, that was the seat of mercy, from between the two cherubim, and thus he spake unto him. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak with Aaron, and say unto him, When thou lightest the lamps, then shall the 7 lamps give light toward the body of the candlesticks. And Aaron did so. Toward the body of the candlestick he did light its lamps, and as the Lord had commanded Moses. And this was the workmanship of the candlestick. It was beaten work with gold, from the base thereof unto the dowers thereof. It was beaten work, according to the pattern which the Lord had shown Moses. So made he the candlestick. So this is the part of the Torah that's read on Hannakah. And they divide it up. I'm not sure how they divided up, since there were 12 offerings and there are 8 nights. They also read Psalm 30. So I'm going to go ahead and link Psalm 30 in the description. And I'm not going to light the menorah tonight. Will still be in Hannakah on Wednesday. So that'll be the 8th night. So I will show you all the lightings of the candle and maybe significance of each candle. I do know that the 5th night should have been, or kind of sort of is, the mini Yom Kippur. The Day of Atonement is called Yom Kippur. And every month there's a mini Yom Kippur where there is wailing, gnashing of teeth, and fasting. But the thing is, during Hannakah, you don't wail, gnash your teeth, or fast. You celebrate. You celebrate the festival of lights. And so Yom Kippur, even the mini Yom Kippur, is given respect on Hannakah. But people remember to be grateful and to atone for their sins, but they don't wail, gnash their teeth, or fast on the mini Yom Kippur during Hannakah, because it's just not appropriate, because Hannakah is a celebration. Originally, there were 3 celebrations people went to Jerusalem for, and after this Maccabean revolt, there were 4, including the Festival of Lights, or Hannakah. And Jesus Christ himself traveled to Jerusalem for Hannakah. And I know I had said in previous lessons, I had talked about all the other Jewish festivals Jesus went to Jerusalem for, but I never mentioned that he went to Jerusalem for Hannakah. And he did, because the Maccabean revolt happened before Jesus was born. So before the Maccabean revolt, there was Passover, unleavened bread, which happened around the same time, first fruits, and Pentecost, and then the Feast of Trumpets, or New Year, or Rosh Hashanah. So these festivals happened all together 3 times a year. And then at Hannakah, after the Maccabean revolts, the Jews went to Jerusalem every year at Hannakah, which was a winter festival. And I'll talk more on Wednesday about the history of Hannakah and about what happened with Jesus Christ on Hannakah in the temple. It's kind of an exciting story, and I didn't remember studying that from my childhood, but evidently I probably read it at some point, but I didn't remember it from back then because I was an atheist for decades. So we'll explore that, and I was able to read from the Torah tonight, celebrating Hannakah and Christmas at the same time.